everyone. Welcome to another episode of Alternative Perspective with Vivian. My name is Viv, and welcome to the show. This is the first one we're putting on video, and it's all because of Jay. After last week's episode, in which Jay visited, we had a conversation, and one of the things that she said was, try and make your podcast into a video. You already know I have a YouTube channel. For those that don't know, I have a YouTube channel. It's called Ethereal Fi, and it has everyone on it. It's quite an interesting channel, if I do say so myself. So because I was trying to come back to YouTube, because I've been there for a while, I said, or Jay was like, why don't you just do your podcast videos and put this on YouTube, because you're killing two birds with one stone, which makes sense. So we're trying by recording this episode, and today's episode is on romance. Now, the reason why I decided to do an episode on romance is because the first time we did it, I noticed it's the most played episode on the podcast, and we have 47 episodes. So I felt like that was impressive. I wondered why people liked it. I listened back to it. It was interesting. There were some gems there, yes. And I said, okay, if I'm going to talk about it again, I need my liquor and I need a peace of mind. You understand? Like a piece, not my piece. I don't think my mind is at peace over this topic, but I think it's interesting to dive deeper into it. So that's what we're going to do today. So I have a couple of questions that I'm going to ask you all, and it's for you to ponder on. I'm going to answer them as well and see what comes from it. 1 minute, please. Yeah. You know me, rum and coke on the side. Ever since Jay came, I was just like, you know what, we're grown girls. Let's do what we can to have fun while we're on this podcast. So the first question that I wrote down was, what is your theory on romance? Listeners, what is your theory on romance? What was it before? What happened that made it change? And what is it now? So I'm going to answer, obviously, because it's me here. And then if you feel like it, you can answer in the text box that is in the bio. So my theory on romance, right? I feel like, okay, in the beginning, right, I had this notion that romance involved being a person or being a woman that was going to be saved by a prince or a knight in shining armor on a horse and all of that. And obviously that was perpetuated by Disney, because all these movies that we're watching has to do with a princess and a man saving her and all of that, even though the dynamic is changing now. So what has come to mind is that I'm no longer the person that I was before, and as a result, I'm no longer thinking of romance in the same way that I was before, which is good. I'm more mature. I'm almost 30, like I said before. And when you reach your Saturn return age, which is from 28 to 30, things change, bubbles burst, like you start to see things from a wider perspective, especially if you're in tune, especially if you're doing the work. So romance, right? I went from Disney's yucky, somebody's going to save me, to, oh my gosh, girl, nobody's going to come and save you. Nobody's going to like come on that horse. Nobody's going to be the knight in shining armor. You need to get yourself together and start going. And that's how I see romance now. I see romance as an idea that is much more delicious as an idea as opposed to reality, because that's my reality. I don't feel like people are really into that romance thing anymore. I don't feel like, well, from my perspective anyway, I don't feel like courtship is there anymore. I don't feel like masculines are doing as much as before. They're no longer like dashing and daring and yeah, I've not seen them, Sha. So I feel like romance for me now it's an idea that I like to dive into by reading or by listening to music or by watching movies. But reality, I feel like I can't trust another person to be the romantic interest that I want them to be, and I cannot trust myself to be the romantic heroine that I want myself to be as well. So I'm allowing myself to fall in love with life, fall in love with me, fall in love with friendships with my fellow girlfriends, and that is very rewarding. I'm not looking for romance at the moment, although I'm open to entertaining other things like dating, getting to know people, getting to know the right people, you know. So that's my theory on romance. I think romance is something that is much more interesting when it's an idea, when you're consuming it through arts in different forms, but reality, I'm yet to see it as something that is really worth exploring. I find that I enjoy having crushes, and then I enjoy not diving deeper into it because you start to meet the personality, and the personality doesn't really coincide with you, and you're like, why did I make this effort, you know? I feel like I'm looking for I'm in romance, I'm looking for superhumans to be my romantic interests. And we'll go more into that when we talk about types. So the next thing is, what is your new approach to romance? Tell me. Wow. You just turned 12 p.m.? Yes. Now it's legit. So what is your new approach to romance? When I talk about new approach, I mean as a result of your ways of romance changing, the way you see romance changing, right? I feel like for me, my new approach to romance is to wait, is to study, is to observe, is to see if their words match their actions, if to see if they're a giver, if to see that if they are willing to serve, if to see is to see if they're devoted, is to see if they're affectionate, they're caring, they're my well-being, is to see those little things that make you know that, oh, this person cares about me. That's what I want to see. My new approach is to wait, observe, and let me see everything that I need to see before making my moves. My new approach is also to focus on my real type. My new approach now is to no longer date as a vendetta, but to date for dating as, as a means of having a partnership. I think I will dive more into that. Okay, what I mean by that is that you adopt new approaches when you look at your old cycles when it comes to romance, your patterns, who you liked, who you were dating, who you were in relationships with, whether you were a commitment phobe, whether you were emotionally unavailable, thus looking for other emotionally unavailable people and then wondering why they were emotionally unavailable. I literally only found emotionally unavailable people attractive because I was not committed. I was not ready to be committed. Commitment is something that doesn't really sit well with me so far. I do like the idea of having that one person that you feel like this is it, but I've not reached there. So for me, commitment is like, you know. Secondly, commitment is something that is very dodgy to me. But another thing that I find dodgy is dating around because the streets don't have anybody outside. I was looking in the wrong places, basically what I'm saying. I was looking for emotional and available people. So with a new approach, with a new destination in mind, with a new direction, I'm sure that where I'm headed may have more of what I'm looking for, and I may now feel that the streets do have people. Okay, anyway, so I started to think, and I do want to talk about marriage at one point because I think I've realized a lot of things about marriage from observing. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, my point is that I'm finding that my new approach is emotional availability. But how emotionally available am I? Okay? I feel like I'm a bit emotionally available, not enough for a romantic relationship, but enough for my interest to be piqued. And I now feel because I'm at this age, I'm not easily excited. And I love that now I'm easily able to be like, I'm ready to leave, I'm not here anymore. That's who I am now. So, with the last episode, Bad Witch Manifesto, it's about building yourself. You have to build yourself to a certain place so that you're able to know that if I meet somebody of the standards that I'm holding, I'm able to maintain that relationship. Sometimes we can be so ambitious with what we want in a person, but we don't match up to our wants. I'm not like that. Me, what I want from a person, I know that I can bring it. So it's more about can you keep up as opposed to can I keep up? So that's an interesting thing. What I think to romance, yeah. So I'm finding that my type is also changing, which is the next thing we're talking about. What is your type? What is your type in a romantic relationship? And has your type changed? Have you realized that you are looking at this particular set of people, characteristics of people for a reason, and now you found that you actually deviate more towards this side? I'm finding that my type is a certain type. I've always had that type, but I felt like because I wasn't emotionally available, I was like, why go for someone that is my type if he risks falling in love? I'm not trying to take any risks. So it was kind of like, let's say, mean. In certain situations, I would say that in the past, because of not wanting commitments, because of not wanting labels, because of wanting to just have a presence in my life, I now realize that is all stems from emotional unavailability, right? And despite that emotional unavailability, my conscious mind still thought that she wanted a romantic relationship. But we have the conscious mind, which is 10%, and we have the subconscious, which is 90%. The subconscious rules 90% of our mind, hence why you can have inner conflict. You find yourself doing something, but in your mind you want to do the other thing, so there's a fight in there. And I felt like because I had different selves inside of me, they were fighting with the people that the how do I explain this? The people that Fi was dating. You get what I'm saying? Like, you know how I've said before that it's always as if there's one particular person in front, and that's who I feel like Fi is. But like the rest of us at the back, like being guided because we're not the first to come in. That's how I see it. So inner conflict came from that. But what is my type? Man, my type, pretty boys. Oof, pretty boys. I love nice skin, tall. That's nice. So, but my real thing, I need my people to be creative. I need to, either you're a director, either you're a musician, either you're an actor, and you're spiritual. I say either to be nice, but I would really like four of these things all together. Yeah, you direct, you act, you make music, you are spiritual, your mind is there. Yeah, that's my type. And by dating people that were not spiritual, I realized I can't even like play that game. I can't date a muggle. You have to be extraordinary. You have to be on this side with me. I don't feel like I'm not teaching you to understand. You're already interested. You already have an idea. In fact, I even want you to know more than me in spirituality. In my partnership, I don't want to be learning the things I already know. I want to be learning the advanced level of what I already know. So I need my partner to be like, because let me tell you something, and I know myself, whoever I'm partnering up with, whoever is the lucky person, because I really feel like this person is lucky. This person, whatever it is that you already have here, trust me, this girl. I didn't want to raise my arms before, but you know me now. Anyway, so my type, that's my type. My type is spiritual. My type is extraordinary. The vibe is different. I've not met my type yet. I know that one for sure. Like, and let me tell you something. I'm not even. I love looks, but I need you that if you're actually handsome and a pretty boy, I need your insides to be prettier, or else I'm going to be very irritated. It's like I don't want to be seeing fine people if your insides are not fine. That's my thing. I don't like to be deceived in my two eyes. And that's my problem with myself. Like these two eyes, they're always like believing what they see, but the third eye sees through all the things that we're seeing. And so there's a conflict there. But with all the dating experience that I've had, I feel like it made me realize that yes, I'm starting a new cycle. I'm approaching things differently. I am not looking to date. I'm looking to be impressed. I'm looking to have new people enter my life and make me pique my interests. You understand? Like, get to know me through my brain. I want to see how your mind works. You have to be highly intelligent. Like, you analyze things, you theorize things, you know, you're sort of a nerd. Okay, maybe I'm looking for myself in somebody. I don't know. Because obviously, if nobody knows, I'm a creative, yeah, but I also have a science background, an engineering background, first degree and masters. Okay, so I have my left and right brain activated. I don't mind somebody with both. I don't mind somebody that is extraordinary. I don't mind somebody that out of this world. I don't mind somebody that is like, and no, I don't say I don't mind because words are like spells. I would like somebody that is both. I like somebody that is like me. I like somebody that is like really, 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 really like exciting, extraordinary. I would like that kind of feeling of being like, oh my gosh, I've met another like angel on earth. Which brings me to this book, Honey and Spice by Bolu Babalola. I just started reading this. Okay, Honey and Spice by Bolu Babalola, right? This book, I'm on chapter 7, but she got me from the first chapter, right? And do you know something? Do you know what I felt? I felt like this is where I'm meant to be. This is how I'm meant to live my life. What is this story about? I would recommend, even though I'm on chapter 7, this is my first work of Bolu that I'm reading. I've not read Love in Color yet, but I'm glad I'm reading her debut novel first because Love in Color is a book of short love stories or romantic stories. This book, Honey and Spice, is about a girl called Kiki. I think it's Kiki Banjo. A girl called Kiki, right? She's in university. She's in her second year. She hosts a radio show, right? And what happens is that she also has a life that is kind of like antisocial, but really still social because the radio show is a huge part of the school culture. She's very intelligent. She has her best friend. That's the only friend she has in the university. It really reminded me of me and Jay. So I could already see similarities. And then she meets this guy, Malachi, who is a transfer student, and they hit stuff immediately. It's not like they start to talk and start to say, "Oh, I like this person." It's just that subconsciously there's this, you know, recognition of souls because the one thing that got me was when she said to him when they first met, "I'm superhuman," and that he took a step back and he gauged her and was like, "Yeah, from a fellow superhuman, I can recognize another superhuman," and that got me because yeah, I'm not about ordinary people. I'm about extraordinary people, extraordinary beings. Like I need Spice in my life, not only as a romantic partner, but as friends. And these are the people that cultivate my life. My circle is very small and it's based on energy, it's based on vibes. It's not something you can force yourself into, it's something that you naturally slip into. Slip into. Slip in there. Mhm. Do you know something? This is the first time I've actually like recorded on video in the longest time, and I'm still as comfortable as ever. It's crazy. I'm really very chilled. It's funny. I've not done a YouTube video maybe in a couple of months, but like a long ass video, a video where I'm talking like the way I used to talk when I first started doing videos on YouTube. And look at me. So yeah, what was I saying? There's so many things that I could have said. Being on video, I feel like I'm more condensed and more clear. So I'm going to stop. I'm going to stop here. Am I? Let me just see. Let me feel into it. I'll talk about this book to end. Honey and Spice. So I initially recorded a romance episode on audio alone to kind of like get things out in regards to this romance episode. I had my real nephew on the side. I ended the episode in tears. Do you get what I'm saying? Not so much. You know how I get the tears just stop at my eyes. So even though that happened, I felt like okay, I'm glad that we got the stickiness out so that when I speak again, it's more condensed, it's clear. And I feel like this was really, really clear. This theory of romance, new approach, my type. I feel like with this book that I'm reading now, Honey and Spice, it's bringing up those feelings of discomfort when it comes to the topic of romance. It's bringing up the feeling of discomfort when you're attracted to somebody, when you like somebody. I feel like romance is something that some of us feel uncomfortable addressing because we're very much feeling people. I think I'm such a deep person. I think I'm a person that loves deeply, gives deeply, which is why I make sure that you have to be the right person. And if I don't make the right call, trust me, you don't have to tell me twice to leave. I just disappear, poof, and I'm such a ghost, like gone. Let's say you knew me for like a year, like okay, we're whatever we're doing for that year, whatever, gone. When she's ready to go, you won't see me again. You wouldn't even hear anything. You wouldn't know that she exists again. She's like dead. That's how I am. And I feel like Honey and Spice, why I'm happy that I'm reading it is that it's really walking through the discomfort of that notion of oh my gosh, I like somebody and I hate the fact that I like this person, but this person is very attracted to me and this person is attracted this person I'm very attracted to this person and this person is very attracted to me. I like that. I don't think I've gone for someone that actually does like me. And I wouldn't speak on behalf of myself. I'll speak on behalf of Fi. I feel like that's been the formula for a while, just so that we don't get distracted. Because the vendetta, it was a vendetta to date, to cause chaos, and to just good times. Good times. I have a song about this, by the way, for the voiceless. It's on Audio Mac. Feel free to listen to it. Dating with this honey and spice is making me know that I'm quite a spicy girl. I'm very much a spicy girl, and I should definitely own who I am as a person when it comes to what I want in relationships and partnerships and who I am as a person. I know I'm no longer in that place where I water myself down for my partner. Hell no, my partner is going to water me. My partner is going to make sure that I bloom and grow the same way they can expect that from me. No more situationships or partnerships in which your person is threatened by your power. Let me not lie. I know I'm a crazy person, but because I have a video on this, I think I've not removed it from the YouTube. Check my video on romance. Yeah, check my video on romance. You see what I'm talking about. But like because of past relationships, right, I started to like deviate towards people that would be a bit intimidated by my light, right, and then crush that effrontery, crush that audacity for you to think that will remain small for you, and then I'll go. It was heaven at the time. Yeah, now I'm over that cycle, and now I want to see what I can do. Who can I be when I'm showing up differently romantically? You know, who is going to show up when they start to see the authentic me, like me on podcasts, me on videos, me being who I am. You know what I'm saying? I want to see what happens. I want to dare my future partner. And I'll say this because on the last episode, because I'm now realizing I'm not going to release that episode, just a bit, it's not too clear and concise, but it's beautiful. Maybe I'll do it later as bloopers or something. But like one thing that I would say is that one thing that made me laugh amongst other things when I was speaking, drunk out of my mind, I was like, fucking partner, where are you? You've been taking too fucking long. That was to my future partner. And one thing I'll do to end is that for people that are searching for their ideal romantic partners, just know that your standards aren't too high. If you have a certain desire, know that your desires also want you, because you wouldn't have that desire inside of you if it wasn't possible. So dare to dream big, dare to expect the best. You deserve it. And this is where I'll stop. Thank you so much for listening. See you next time. Bye.